Next week. It's running block.
They keep stacking. This shit is second nature. You feel?
I specifically told you. No. There it is.
I don't know what in life happened to make you think that this wasn't gonna happen. I don't know what the bro do to not be able to see that this was gonna happen. So where's the surprise? I'm sure why were you surprised?
Shedeur Sanders made history yesterday, and the energy was off the charts. Fans, analysts, and even Shedeur himself couldn't hide their excitement. But the reaction that really set the internet buzzing came from Deion Sanders Jr. Instead of cheering or throwing a celebration, he dropped one simple but cutting question: why are you all so surprised? That one line hit harder than any victory dance. His tone carried the calm swagger of someone who had always known this day was coming. To him, Shedeur's success wasn't some fairy tale shocker. It was the obvious outcome of relentless work, strict discipline, and refusing to get lazy just because people were watching. And before we dig deeper into Shedeur's journey, smash that like button and hit subscribe. Every bit of support keeps the momentum rolling for Shedeur. And let's be real, Deion Jr. was spot on. Shedeur Sanders wasn't acting like some guy drowning in the moment. No wide-eyed, I can't believe this face, no desperate over-the-top celebration, just locked in, laser focus. Even at the quarter break, when most players would be gasping for air or soaking in the cheers, Shedeur just shrugged and said, "I'm warmed up." That's it. No drama, no panic, just a calm statement that he was ready for more. It was the kind of steady confidence you only see in athletes who know they own that stage. Ocho Cinco also jumped into the conversation, backing up that exact point. He reminded everyone that what Shedeur did out there wasn't some shocking miracle. It was the same thing he'd been doing in college. Cool under pressure, dissecting defenses with surgical reads, and firing pinpoint passes straight from deep in the huddle. Ocho made it clear this wasn't some overnight, new and improved version. This was the same Shedeur Sanders who wrecked opponents at Colorado Buffaloes, only now he's doing it under the brightest lights. To him, this wasn't a surprise. It was greatness just doing what greatness does.
If you watch film, what did you expect him to look like? He looked exactly like he looked in Colorado. He looked exactly like he looked at Jackson State. Calm under pressure, in the pocket, going through progressions, making the right throws.
Ocho then lit into the haters, saying, "You can already see their next move coming. They'll try to water it down with, yeah, but he did it against the Panthers' second team." What they won't mention, Ocho pointed out, is that Shedeur wasn't even rolling with his own full first-team squad. He was out there with the 2s and 3s, and still put on a show like that. And if he had been surrounded by his main starters, Ocho hinted the stats would have been even nastier. He made sure to remind everyone that David Njoku was on the field, and just having him out there completely changes the game. In Ocho's eyes, the critics can twist it however they want, but they can't erase what this young quarterback just pulled off.
Right. The folks and say, well, he wasn't going against the Panther starters. Well, obviously, if he's not going against the Panther starters, or if he doesn't have his starters as well, and what he has at his disposal and look that good with the 2s and 3s, and maybe the 4s that are trying to make the team, what do you think is going to happen when he has the main characters in there around him?
Right.
That makes your job a little bit easier, that are a little bit better at their position than those that he's playing with tonight. What do you think gonna happen?
Skip Bayless then jumped into the fire with a bold, unapologetic take. He said Shedeur Sanders didn't just make history. He straight up embarrassed every single NFL team that passed on him, especially the Cleveland Browns, who looked at him less like a starting quarterback and more like some marketing gimmick. Skip didn't pull a single punch, saying all that draft day drama wasn't just random chaos. It was a calculated hit job designed to drag down both Shedeur and his father. But instead of cracking under that pressure, Shedeur turned it into fuel. He walked onto that field and proved that talent, discipline, and an unshakable belief in yourself cannot be denied. For Skip, this wasn't just a debut. It was Shedeur Sanders sending a loud, no-mistaking-it message. He's here to change the game, rewrite the story, and shut every critic up for good.
Shedeur Sanders made all those teams that had 143 chances to draft him before he went 144th. He shamed all of them, including the Cleveland Browns, who finally took him in the 5th round. I'm convinced only because the owner, the publicity-starved owner, just wanted some more shock value publicity. Oh, we took him.
This time, even Kevin Stefanski couldn't hide his excitement. Every time Shedeur pulled off something special on the field, the coach's grin gave him away. After the game, Stefanski spoke to the media and didn't hold back. Shedeur's leadership was front and center. He said Sanders didn't just play well. He led the entire team with a presence that made an impact from the opening snap to the final whistle. While Stefanski credited the whole squad for the win, he made it clear there's still work to do and their focus now is on tightening every single detail. And coming from a coach who's not in the habit of overhyping players, that was a very strong vote of confidence.
Shedeur, pleased with the offense. Again, not perfect, plenty that we can work on, but I thought the guys did a really nice job of Shedeur and operating, the guys making plays. So, again, a ton to teach off of.
Even with all the praise, Stefanski still stopped short of officially naming Shedeur the clear-cut starter, a move that definitely raised some eyebrows. And let's be honest, we all know why. There are bigger forces at work in this league. Racism, politics, and those behind-the-scenes power plays that have kept players like Shedeur boxed out for years. But here's the thing, they can't keep that wall up forever. Not when a player this good is climbing right in front of their faces. Shedeur's mix of skill, laser focus, and relentless drive is way too big to ignore. Sooner or later, the league will have no choice but to admit it. A new era has already begun. Through it all, Shedeur never let the outside noise rattle him. No flashy dances, no over-the-top chest thumping, just pure humility and focus. In his post-game interview, he kept it as real as his performance on the field. He said the best part about being a quarterback is leading the team, and for him, it all comes down to one thing: consistency. That's exactly what they showed, staying calm, pushing through early setbacks, and finding a way to win. This wasn't just another victory. It was a statement of resilience, unity, and leadership, and Shedeur Sanders was the one steering that ship.
The important thing of being a quarterback is leading your team. I'll say definitely the scoreboard. I think we did that pretty good. And just being consistent, even though if things going our way or not going our way, being able to bounce back and not stay in the hole. Being a quarterback is going to be ups, downs, it's going to be pros, cons, everything. So you just got to stay level-headed through it.
And if this game proved anything, it's that Shedeur Sanders isn't just here to play. He's here to change the conversation in the NFL. So if you want to keep riding this wave and stay locked in on every move he makes, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because the Shedeur Sanders era is just getting started.